Hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Look at this delicious pile of shabby chicness. Today is going to be the day for the rose journal flip through. And before we start that, we are going to go and see our sneaky peek of the day. And I actually am going to show you two different things because I don't feel like the one is enough. Because here I have one of those simple pockets that I took and extended. If you see, I took a pocket from the kit and then I extended it with this pink stripe paper. Then I put like a flat lace in here. It's like a pink blush lace. It went really well with this pink. And then this little back and forth figure 8 kind of a gold thread. I got that, I think I got that at Hobby Lobby. And then what's in our pocket is sort of like what was in the other pockets. Just some little freebie postcard kind of things and a tag from the kit. So that goes in here just like that. I usually like to fan them out and just tuck them in the pocket. And you can see how the pocket works. It's just a straight piece of paper that I glued to the front face here. This is one of those gusseted pockets. So there was 2 pieces that went around here and one went under here to give you a little bit more room in your pocket. So what I did is I just glued this strip here basically to extend it. So if you need a taller pocket than what you get in a kit, there's an idea for you. All right, your bonus today, since I feel like that wasn't enough to see, is this one. Here's this lady. I'm crazy about this lady. I don't know what it is. I just love it. And this is a big tag. I had a master board I made, and as you can see, it's see-through. I did. It's not vellum. It's packaging. It's like packaging from something you bought, a sticker set or something along those lines. Now this is something I made, and this is just like the background paper I use for it, but that can be written on. And I had these little cameo, or they weren't cameos, they were from a metal junk book or something, and I cut this little lady out and put her in the center, and then I put some is that glossy accents on her. That's what I did. Now over here I had all these little miniature things I had cut out, like this little lady here, and I guess she was one of them. And so I just glued this whole big master board and cut it into 4 large tags. So I needed a spot for it. If you if you can see here, I sewed this in. So the pocket is sewn in. It's actually sewn. It's not sewn into the book. It's sewn onto a back piece, which is the one that has this lace on it. Actually, I think that is vellum that I glued onto the back piece. Whatever. I'm not even sure what I did now. Now, this was a flower pot, and I just put these 2 flowers. But they've got that, that thread thing going on. I was seeing somebody that kept putting threads behind their... I think it's one of Tim Holtz's designers. They put it behind the middle of their flower, and I wanted to try that. Okay, well, I hope that gave you some ideas. Oh, I even showed you this when I opened that. Oh, well, you're getting a big bonus today. Well, this paper here was strips, scrap strips. And it was one of my dyed papers, and then I took all these little scrap strips and you put it around the outside edge. You also put it through the center if you want, but I didn't. I just left it on the outside. Now this is what they call a library pocket, and it's my rendition of it. I just kind of typed all that out and then wrote on it, and then it's just white on the back. But yeah, it's just a library pocket. And I don't think it has any other pockets to it. Sometimes you can glue them down. Yeah, I didn't do anything at the top. Oh, hey, I do. I forgot about that. You can glue them down either side where you have an extra pocket. So, yeah. But they're very easy. Sometimes you can just take a long piece of paper and then flip it up and then round your corners and That's basically a library pocket. As long as you got a little lip above, you're good. Well, let me see. Let me get this out of your way. I do have one more thing in here I can show you. If I get, actually, I might show you the rest of this on the next video. And then I can show you some Christmas in July kind of stuff. I've got a couple of books over there I have done. Now this, I had a little piece of jewelry. I don't know if you call it jewelry. It was this. I got it at Hobby Lobby the other day. It was on sale. If I can get it to where you can see it. But it was roses and it was birds. Well, the bird, I had a bird book I just made. And then I just made this rose book. And I thought, oh, kismet. So I made a little dangle, which is just one of the little rose portions. And I had a little diamond. And it just kind of hangs right there. But as you can see, I have, like, is it a napkin? I'm not exactly sure what this little piece here was with the flower on it. But I folded it in a way, and I think I cut it, but I made it to where it was sticking out both sides so it reflected each other. I guess you can see it better that way. Then in one of my other videos, I showed you how I did all this lace underneath of my book plate, which I made this from Miss Paints-A-Lot's page. She was having collage challenges, so that was one of those. You saw in another video where I did this pretty spine. I call it a corset spine, and it has a removable bookmark, and it comes out. It's just a little snug. I probably need to go back in there with the knitting needle because I could actually put 2 in there, and boy, would that loosen it up. But it was a pretty button, and I just put it through a piece of cardstock and chipboard, and then I put a little bunch of poof behind it. Now the back I didn't do anything to. That's that lady again. I told you I'm crazy about that lady. So it didn't need any kind of a closure. And I'm glad, because I don't think I could have got in there and poked anything to make a closure with. But inside, here we go. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay, this is... Okay, sorry, I had to get my cheat notes. So this is Pink Monarch prints here. It's called Neutral Flowers, her digital kit is. And it's got all these beautiful flowers in it. And this one had a little bird, and I couldn't resist putting that in there. Now I took a little piece of vellum that I'd tried to send through the printer and put like a little lace design on it. But it didn't turn out that well. This is just a piece of Stamperia. I thought, well, I'll make it into, instead of doing a pocket here, I'll make a tuck. So this is another piece of Stamperia. And it has some pretty words on the back. I guess I didn't ink that one. But I did this with a tissue wrap here with the dots to reflect these dots. And then I created it into a tuck. And then over here you have Shabby Chic Rose from the Journal Boat. And I would love to link that in the bottom description. But I've tried to get on Etsy yesterday to find the link. And her store is not available at the moment or something. I'm not sure what's going on. I've got some more stuff of hers I want to get. She's got some beautiful merchandise. Now this is like a coffee dripped tea stained piece of paper that I put in here, and a piece of scrapbook paper, and a piece of sprayed paper of mine, and then a few other little scraps. This was like a piece off of another, where did I get, oh, I think this was part of what I was using for the front cover and end. So anyhow, I put this little piece of Paris on here, and the Eiffel Tower. It just inked it up. So I'll put that in there. This was the cover of a book. I think I showed you that in my pieces of chosen pages I just posted that the other day. And put a few more little geegaws on there just to dress it up. And it has furniture from a scrapbook kit of mine. And, or book, I mean. pad. Then this is the Shabby Chic Rose again. And I did music paper. I don't know if you can see it. I did a little piece of blush pink cheesecloth. And then I did a ruffle of music because it had the music on here. That went together pretty nice. More of that kit. The Shabby Chic Rose. Another piece of scrapbook or Stamperia paper. This was from another scrapbook I had, but it went so well. These are some gorgeous roses in this kit. And then it had succulents. Here was the butterfly from my Stamperia pad that I was using. That one was, I think, Flower Alphabet. Is that the right one? I have 3. It could be Dream. But yeah, I had different Stamperia pads that I was using all throughout here. And then I have a little There Is Beauty and Simplicity and a little gold thin ribbon. Now this here, okay, this is my crazy page. I'm calling it my puzzle page. I wasn't sure what else to do and call it. But do I have a little piece of something to stick? Hang on. Okay, I was just trying to find me a little piece of paper to use because I've got pockets all over this page. Like that's a pocket. This is a pocket. And then this is a pocket down there, which I didn't put anything in it because I wanted to show you all this. And then this is a pocket. And I just put this little piece of whatever in there for now to be like a page turner, like that. But it needs to be smaller. I got to find something else. But actually, this pocket has 2 entrances. It's also got this entrance as well. So what I did, I just took whatever piece of paper I wanted, and then I cut out the divot. Now, whatever went beside it, I put and cut out a divot to go in this little section here. So that's how I made the puzzle page. And, you know, that's all it was. But it was really fun. And then those colors go well with this page. And I put this crazy tassel ribbon on the end of it. And here's the one page that I was having a little trouble with matching. And it matches really well with this one because that's a darker shade of this pink here. And what it is just a little tiny leaf. I don't think there's any flowers. Nope, I don't see any flowers. So that's what happened with that. That fell together nicely. I couldn't believe it. And then we have this little trim. I mean, all these trims I think I go over in my other video where I was choosing papers. Now here is another bunch of Stamperia. This is probably Spring Botanic maybe. And this was the Dream that I was trying to use up. And then this is just this little scrap piece of paper pad. And then we have this piece that goes so well with this piece of dyed paper that I've got. I think that's coral. I'm not sure. I think it's coral. But this is the garden. What is this one? I think this is the Shabby Chic Rose. I'm sorry. I'm getting mixed up. I have so many different kits and so many different paper pads, so many different Stamperias in here. It was just a lot. So I wanted to be able to see this little edge, so I put this sheer lace on it. Now this was my little play. This is definitely Flower Alphabet. And it had these little sections where it had a flower and it had an alphabet letter. So that's what I did. Now I made them to where they're a little pocket. And you can go in the side here on each one of these, all 4 of them. And I wanted it to be my tab for my page turn. I'm always into that. I don't know why. So, and this was some crazy paper I dyed. I had a stencil that I put in here. And it got the dark color, I guess, from the tea. And then I had pink in there as well. I don't know. Some of my creations just come out. I don't plan them. They just form that way. And then we have this beautiful paper. It's one of my favorites. And this went really well with it. So that's a pocket, actually. because this had a white back and this had a white back. So I decided to make a pocket, and it just turned out I could not figure out where to put this. It was just too big. This was one of my challenges from Caroline's Craft Tree. So it's sort of a French theme. It's got like Paris and some other French words there. And then I did all kinds of stenciling on the inside of it. Try to make it look old. It has this on the back like it's a letter that's been sent. And then I had this butterfly up here. And I decided to make him the tie to tie this shut. So you just do like that and tie it shut. If I would have gave myself a little bit of extra string, I would have done a whole lot better. Or maybe I'm just not good at tying. That could be it. There we go. So that's all she wrote. And it goes right back in here. Just like that. Now, if you had a belly band that you could tuck that over, you wouldn't need to tie that shut. There's different ways that you could finish that. Now, here is another one of those pretty circles from the Dream Stamperia. That was my freebie from, what was that? My Porch Prints. That's it. I bought something and it gave me a freebie page of all those little guys. This was from one of the Stamperia pads. So was this. Isn't that pretty? That's the one from the front too. And this says, to see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. I'm not sure what that's from, but I saw it on Laura Croft. That one older Laura Croft. Okay, this is one of the real pretty pages. I love this. This is Stamperia. I think it's Spring Botanic. There's gorgeous page was in there, and I've got the other end sticking out here too. Now this thing that's behind it, it's glued to the back side. This was a brown page. And you can see it's just like a diamond brown with a little flower looking thing in it. I didn't think it would hurt to cover it because you couldn't really write on it. So I've got this. And it was just a bunch of file folder tops. And so I decorated them with pieces of paper, scraps of paper. And so I just did that all the way through. I just decorated each one of them up. Like that's a real long one there, you see. And the thing is, it's got like a strip up here holding the top and the bottom. So you can't go too far, but then, you don't have to. I did a little bit of stamping on there and try to make it look like each one had sort of a number or something at the top. You've got different heights, so you got different things you can put in there. So I thought that was kind of a cute little idea. I'll stick that in there like that. And this was another one of my coffee dyed pages. And I like this because it sort of has like a doorway kind of a shape. And I have a doorway right there. And this is the center. And it's got Paris on there. There's my lady again. Alright, there's another coffee dyed. Now this is the other side of that. See, that's that same brown. And I didn't think anybody could write on it. Now, I didn't want to cut that off because 11 was the width of my paper. So I tucked that around and made it a tuck. And this is my little girl. April showers bring me flowers. And Kyung also gave me this in some Happy Mail. Some of that, what do you call that? Sari silk or something. It's beautiful and went perfect with this little piece of map page. So she tucks right in there. That's the back side of that. And it had all these other little things on it. It's real pretty. And Kyung also sent me this in Happy Mail. This is some of her hand-dyed paper. And at one point, she was selling this in her Etsy shop. So be sure to go over and look because it's gorgeous. It's like got all these ruffly edges on it. I love it. Now, this is some of my sparkly from one of my paper pads. And that's that piece that is a pocket. And over here, I have a little birdie from a calendar on this tag from Stamperia. And this is also from Stamperia. Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. And I thought that was a cute little pocket. Now what's in here is another challenge from Caroline's Craftery. I'm telling you, all my challenges for her I made specifically for this book. Now, I've thought of this as a cabinet card. It's got like this little toe right there. It's not glued down, so it's not really a pocket. But I could glue it on each side and make it that way. But it's got a pocket on the back. This is some more Stamperia. And it is the one that has those beautiful butterflies. And you can write on there. You can write on this. And then you have a postcard down below. Did I make this too tight? It is just a tad tight, but not that bad. Okay. And then I did a little scribble of the Eiffel Tower here. And then all of these were pieces and parts of my, and this was candy wrapper. It was all kinds of prompts in that challenge. So this tucks right back down in here. And these are writing pages. I didn't put anything on them because I had been filling some of these pages up. So I decided to leave quite a few of them empty. And that's from that Shabby Chic Rose. And then we have, oh, here's one of those cats. Now on this page, I decided to put this. It was just kind of an oddly shaped pocket that I made because I had this circle. So I wanted to get this circle on here. And then I have Joyful over there. So that goes right down in here. And then we have that pretty rose with the succulents. And it has the blue butterflies, and that was really pretty. This was my piece that was scrap. And I made a side tuck with it. Now, I made it to where it stuck out, so it's my page turner as well. And this is from that freebie thing from my Porch prints, from where I ordered, and they sent me a little goodie besides that. This is the other side that's got the music paper. And this is the other side of the front of the paper pad. I need to do something with that. I forgot to cover that up. So I'll find something for there. So anyhow, here's some more. This is French. I don't know what that is, but that's the same thing as the other little saying. But it's a bookmark, and I thought it went really well there, so you can see what you're looking at. And there's the old furniture. I can't believe I left that. Okay. And then we have more of the Shabby Chic Rose in here. And there's the other side. I haven't got anything in this tuck. I might have to rectify that as well. Here is the second signature. I have two in this book. This was another one of my paper pads that I had, and I put this little trim on it that you can see on both sides. And it also has a little shallow pocket. This was one of those pocket cards, I think they call it, from Tim Holtz. They really come in handy. If you don't have time to make some, journal cards or tags or anything to go in your pockets, buy these because they're wonderful. I found so many uses for them. I'm almost through, and I might have to buy me another one. And then that's Stamperia. And it's, of course, that's another one of those circular butterflies. So that kind of goes in there just kind of like that, where you can peek at it. Now this here, this is from Keonk's kit. It was the Vintage Paris. Now she's Wonders by Wink on Etsy, so that's where you'll find her. And I had a little bit of an edge here, so I decorated it up. I put a little bit of lace on it. I put this pretty little gold dotted ribbon on it as well, and it really decorated it up. This is a beautiful kit. I love it. Now, I messed up on how I printed it because it didn't give me all of my Eiffel Tower. So I had these extra pieces, so I just made like a collage. This was a bunch of my Tim Holtz papers, and I just kind of stamped on the back of it with some script stamp. So, now this is another one of the neutral flowers from Pink Monarch prints. And of course it was a rose. I had to pick the ones with rose. This was a freebie from, this was from, phew, is it Garden Botanical? No, it's the pink lace freebie from a Jewel Design. I'm sorry. I have her other thing in here as well. But yeah, it's just a beautiful little pale pink with a lace overlay, and it's gorgeous. Here is another one. Every flower is a soul blossoming in nature. And I made a pocket out of the circle. There is a piece of my leaf paper. Now, these are leaves that I had that you decorated with. And I thought I would get like a pattern design out of it, which I did. You can see you can see the pattern in the leaf, but they bled on the paper, all these different colors. And hey, as long as I'm using those colors in a journal, it works really well. Now, this is the one side of a bag. It's a cookie bag that I made, and I've got a video on it as well. But I've got a little envelope in here from one of the kits. I've got a postcard in here from one of the kits, or from one of the Stamperias, I'm sorry. A Stamperia here, find that magical place in your world and live there. Then, I really like how that turned out. I did several different laces on there. And then I have pearls on this side, so you didn't see the edge, because it went with the circles. And that's why I have this page here, because of the circles. Another Stamperia. And I think that was from that Spring Botanic. I've got this little thing here, because you can see these circles on the other side. There we go, with another rose page. Another pocket card. Those colors go really well here. Another Stamperia. I got some rickrack. Now, this piece here is the Garden Botanical from a Jewel Design. And she's also on Etsy with some beautiful kits. Now, this piece here, I was lucked out because everybody has been crazy about this on my video on YouTube. And I don't know why. It's just, it was another one of those challenges from Caroline's Craft Tree. But you open it. How do you open it? you open it right here. I think it glued a little bit. But it's got two little pockets inside. 3 pockets. And then you do it shut and use this little thing here to keep it shut. But it was so wide. It wouldn't fit in the pocket anywhere. And I couldn't get it on the front or the back because of this sticking out. And this was perfect. This right here is perfect. See, it goes right in there. You can use it like a page turner kind of a deal. It's underneath the top. Perfect. I couldn't believe it. So that worked out. And then I put that on the other side. And then here is another one of the neutral flowers from Pink Monarch prints. Oh, that's the Jewel Design. Another Jewel Design. And this is my favorite page, I think. That's the one I took a picture of the other day and put for the front, or the thumbnail. So this is an envelope. And Sandra Wildermuth. That's Blossom and Inspire by Sandra Wildermuth. She is on YouTube. And I'm going to link her underneath so you can go and see her do this. It's like a, and I've got a video on it as well because I did a different version, but she does this envelope that's deconstructed and refolded, and it's neat. It's really neat the way she did it. I loved it. Now see, it's 2 ways. hers, I think she did her triangles from the top and bottom and came and met in the middle. I did mine from the 2 sides. So there's 2 different ways here. And then she just did another type of an envelope deal, and that was gorgeous as well. Okay, so this went really well with this. This has some of the Stamperia papers all over it. That's what you see here. And there's that succulent with the rose. And there we go with some more writing pages. Now, that's from Stamperia. That's just a scrap. Now, when you get here, this crazy thing, I don't know if you've ever seen a celery flower. I'll find a couple more in here and I'll explain more on it. But that's Stamperia. And then we have, there's our cookie bag. So I had to get in here on the cookie bag and I had to put this extra piece of paper just so it stayed up here because it kept sliding down toward the spine. And I didn't want that. But see, that goes in there like that. And you can see that it has the little stick or the little pull that sticks out right there. And you got it all decorated up with laces and goodies. And then we have this page, which sometimes I'll decorate behind a pocket, which is actually a journal card, but I made it a pocket. So I've got all this glued down behind, and then this is just in here, and it clears. It just clears the unforgettable. So that was perfect. And here is a little fold out kind of a card. Let me scooch this over. So I had the end here that was kind of cut off, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And then I had this little guy, so I glued him down to where he formed a pocket, and then you can be writing all over it inside wherever you want. And then I put this just on the outside to decorate it. Oh, here's the other part of the vintage Paris, where you can see a little Eiffel Tower and the word Paris. I love the way that script is. And here are the celery flowers. Now, what you do is, it's all over the internet. I know I've seen YouTube videos where people show it. That's why I never did one. But you take your celery that you get from the store, and you cut it like an inch or inch and a half from the base. And then you take that and you dip it in paint or, ink or whatever. But you dip it in and then you put it on paper. And it makes a celery flower. Check it out. There's actually things on there, videos you can watch, where they're taking all kinds of produce and using them to make stampings of different things with. But that was the easiest looking rose that I had ever seen. And then there's my back page. I didn't make a pocket on the front or the back. I just didn't. I did that little tuck up here, and that's about all I did. So, I really hope you enjoyed that. I hope you tried to see some of my other videos on this to see how it was created and put together. And it's going to go in the shop here soon for sale. Because I don't need it. But anyhow, I really enjoyed making it. It was fun. It was real fun. But everybody, have a great, great day. Everybody have a good 4th. Well, it'll be over with by the time you see this. But I hope everybody had a good 4th. Thank you so much.